trust that good things are always on their way for you. For example, as I am making this video, my respiratory health is not in the best shape possible. As I am making this video, I sound clear, I sound great, I probably sound normal from all of my past videos. Earlier today, I woke up super congested. I was wheezing. I basically felt myself potentially catching an pneumonia and a potential collapsed lungs. Like that's how I felt earlier. I felt like I had a pneumonia and a collapsed lungs. I was wheezing. I couldn't breathe. I was basically in respiratory. I was struggling with my breathing, and it was quite scary earlier today, to say the least, on how I was feeling, because I have had so many experiences within my past, just within my respiratory alone. To put in perspective, I missed all 4 years of my college experience. I missed nearly roughly 50 to 60% of my entire high school experience just because of my respiratory. That's not including other procedures and surgeries that I had to have within those 4 years and within the process. But there has been 50 to 60%. I had missed a lot of my overall high school experience just because of my respiratory. I caught pneumonia, collapsed lungs, potential, sometimes even double pneumonia and 2 collapsed lungs. Excuse me. I was in a very rough spot and position where, because of my past, I now have a rough idea on how I feel. For example, today, the way I woke up and the way I was feeling, I had a rough idea on where I potentially am going to end up. Am I going to get better here at home? Is the medications and the treatments that I have now, and basically the routines and the system that I have that I can do here, is it going to be able to help me prevent me from going into the hospital? Am I going to be able to get better here at home? Again, because of all of my past experiences with my respiratory alone, I have a rough idea on how I feel and where I potentially am going to end up, where I potentially am going to go. Am I going to have to end up in the hospital? Am I going to have to go call an ambulance? Am I going to have to be admitted into the hospital? Am I going to end up in the ICU? I have a rough idea on how I currently feel, and I have something that I can compare it to within my past to say, well, Vic, this experience, you felt like this. You're going to have to go to the ER. You're going to have to, the chances of you ended up in the ICU is very high, or the chances of this happening is very high. I have a rough idea on how I feel is going to potentially lead me. Earlier today, I woke up very congested, wheezing, my nose was running. It was really hard for me to kind of catch my breath in a sense. However, I was taking the prescribed medication that I have. I had prescribed medication, treatments, things like that help me with my respiratory, and which is why, as I am making this video, I currently feel clear, normal. Probably even you would be shocked if I said I'm congested, right? Right now, before I started making this video, I coughed up a lot earlier today, a lot earlier today. I'm not going to get into details because it might gross people out, but I am intaking a lot of fluids because I was able to intake a lot of water. I am able to loosen up the phlegm, and because of doing so, I was able to cough up a lot, which is a great thing when you're undergoing something with your respiratory. It feels great to feel better in a sense right now. However, tonight may be a different story because, again, I know potentially how my night is going to be, how my morning is going to be. Anyhow, and again, because of my medications and the things that I'm doing, I feel clear. I feel normal in a sense, which is great. I wanted to make this video, though, because it's very relevant to how I currently am feeling today. And I wanted to tell you this story a bit, like how I'm currently feeling, and a little bit about my past when it comes to my respiratory health. And the purpose of me making this video isn't to just tell you about my past or about me. I was getting some inspiration from this public speaker. And excuse me, I can't remember his name, but a great guy. And he seems like a very genuine, great guy. And anyhow, he says, you can't tell a story without telling, you can't have a story without having a point of the story, and you can't have a point of the story without telling a story. Something along those lines. And anyhow, it inspired me, and which is why I wanted to tell you this story. However, the value that I want you to take from this video is things get better with time. Again, the way I feel currently right now, I know that if I continue doing what I know is right by me taking the prescribed steroids and medication that I'm on, the antibiotics and the medication that I'm on, doing the treatments, I know that I am eventually going to get better. Now, there are, of course, risk and the slight chances of me getting worse, falling severely ill, and, well, we know what can happen after that, right? And yeah, that's not the purpose of the video. The purpose of this video is what helps me get through whatever it is I'm going through. I know that whatever it is that I am in the midst of, I know there's something positive down the road. There's something good that is going to come out of whatever it is that I'm currently going through. To put in perspective, I want you to think about an airplane. Was the first thing that came into mind. When you're in an airplane, right, and you're going forward, and as you continue to go forward, before you take flight, what happens? Even before you take flight and even during the flight, what happens? The plane goes against the wind, right? Life is very similar to this, because there are going to be moments where life is going to send these change of conditions where life is going to try to push you back, hold you back, maybe even push you down and keep you down, hold you down. But in order for you to get to your destination, wherever it is that you are heading towards, you have to fight through that wind. You have to persevere. You have to have that. For me, again, what helps me is have that mindset and the trust that something good, something positive is going to come out of whatever experience that you were in the midst in. Again, right now I'm currently going through. Again, right now I sound great, which is a good thing, right? But I coughed up a lot. Earlier this morning was a completely different story. I actually sent my siblings a video. I like to keep them updated on how I currently am. That's just how we are. We like to keep each other updated on how we are doing and things like that. Anyhow, is again how as I am making this video, I sound great. I sound clear. And of course, if I'm congested and super, if I'm struggling breathing, if I'm in respiratory distress in a sense, I am not going to create a video. That's just me personally. It's going to take a lot of energy, a lot of air that I need to hold on to. Anyhow, I wanted to make this video because the value I want you to take from this video, or I want you to understand from this video, but I also want you to have your own sense of meaning behind this story, behind this video. Whatever it is that you may be inspired by, or whatever inspiration you may take from this video, that's the purpose of this video. I want to help you get through whatever it is that you are currently going through. If I can be some form of guide, some form of an inspiration, some form of a mentor, anything that I can help you get through your journey, that's the purpose of me creating this content. That's the purpose of me sharing my story and how I overcame a lot of the things that I have not just been through, but have gone through. It is one thing to know the path, but it is another to have gone through it. And again, in order for you to get to your destination, in order for you to go from here to there, you are going to have to persevere through this wind. You are going to have to find a way to keep your head held high, to find a way to continue moving forward. And the best thing that helps me too is just don't focus so much on the destination, like the whole distance that separates you from here to going there to your destination. Focus on, of course, take into account, your goal, whatever it is you're going towards, but focus on one step at a time. One step at a time, one step. Don't think about the entire distance. there's a saying that says don't focus on the entire staircase, just focus on taking one step. And that's and again, just focus on one step at a time. Progress is progress no matter how slow. Focus on one step. And again, I want to hear again, the best thing that also has helped me is one, taking account into the destination, my overall end goal where I would like to get to. I focus on one step at a time. One step. Progress is progress no matter how slow. And two, the thing that helps me a lot is having that trust whatever it is that I am currently in the midst of, there is something good, something positive that is coming. I just haven't quite reached that destination. There's I think, I don't know if I ever said this publicly, not that it's a secret or anything, but I always tell my siblings, for example, I just recently had a conversation, at the time of this recording, I recently had a conversation with someone who I'm close to, and anyhow, I said, how exactly did I say this? I says, know that whatever it is that you are in the midst of, something good is going to come out of it. The only thing that's separate, I told them, that's exactly what I said. I says, you already have made it. You already have made it through. You already are there. The only thing that separates you from where you are to where it is you are not is time. Think about that. I hope this video was able to bring some form of value to you. As I make these videos, I am learning, I am growing, I am getting a much more clear, I'm learning and I'm growing, to say the least. And the way how I currently feel with my respiratory, I personally have never been one to show how I feel, more so on social media. Only my those closest to me have actually seen me at my worst, to say the least. And anyhow, I wanted to mention too that as I make these videos, again, I am learning, I am growing, and I know there are going to be some videos are going to be better than others, because again, every day I'm not feeling 100%, right? Like as I am making this video, I definitely not feeling 100%. However, I wanted to make this video because I wanted to, one, challenge myself that when I am not 100%, can I produce something worthy of value such as this, whether it's be big or small. And two, I wanted to get myself through that mental block, in a sense, where because I'm feeling not 100%, or because I'm feeling like this, I don't want to have that mindset that because I'm feeling a particular way, because I'm feeling not my best self, that I am not going to do whatever it is that I think should be done or could be done. Whatever it is that could potentially lead me forward, move me forward. Anyhow, I wanted to say that. And two, again, as I make these videos, the thing that really helped me a lot recently, I wanted to hear, it's a very long video. The thing that helped me too is I had to ask myself this question, and I talked about this in a previous video before this one. And anyhow, I asked myself, what kind of videos, what kind of content would you want to hear? And the purpose of me having that deep reflection and asking myself that question is because I know that if this video, if what I produce would help me, if I were someone else, I know that if I feel like this, I know other people feel the same. I know other people would want to see this type of form of content. Anyhow, I wanted to mention that too. Anyhow, I'll end it here. I hope this video brought some form of value to you, whether it be big or small. I hope this video was worthy of your time, to say the least. Anyhow, I love you. I appreciate you. And remember, grow through what you go through. Much love.